construction on the railroads right outside. Can you guys hear that? Anyways, if you didn't know who this reference was, it's Daenerys Targaryen, the breaker of chains from Game of Thrones, the TV show. I'm a huge fantasy nerd and fan, and I really don't watch much television. I usually am reading fantasy novels or just painting and drawing and editing and listening to podcasts, so I don't really watch much TV. I've already seen Game of Thrones. I rewatched it because it's the winter, gloomy depression. I needed to sink my teeth into some TV, and I absolutely binged watched Game of Thrones in like 2 weeks. Literally in season 7, there was just this close-up of Daenerys Targaryen, and it was just beautiful. So I just took a screenshot from my computer screen because it was just perfect. And I'm always looking for reference. This whole video we're gonna talk about drawing, reference. And so I just snapshot that. I was like, that's perfect. And the rest of this video, we're gonna do some more drawing, maybe even some watercolor, mixed media stuff, and talk about reference. So that's what I wanted to say, and we're gonna come back tomorrow.
Dude, do you wanna know a sick type of art?
What?
Warley paintings.
No.
Do you know what those are?
No, send it to me, but I'm filming. You want to say hi?
Yeah, look up Warley paintings.
What is it?
Cave paintings from India.
Oh, that's cool.
They're little dudes, triangles, circles, and squares.
Do you like that? Are you about to get that tattooed?
No, but I just drew the drawing stuff.
Oh, right. Dude, my mom used to have those like tin ones hanging above her bed.
Yeah, Warley guys.
Yeah.
Alright.
All right, handsome.
Bye. YouTube sucks!
We're back, it's tomorrow, and we are going to talk about reference, and we're going to talk about strategy and drawing and practice, and you got to take it all with a grain of salt because it's kind of centered around what I've done, my interest in drawing, and how I want to improve in what ways, but we're going to talk about kind of core, broad ideas of practicing and strategy and goal-oriented things. So I do a lot of different stuff in this studio. I draw, I paint, I digital illustrate, I do all of this graphic design stuff, but like kind of the core basis of everything is drawing, is kind of craftsmanship with a pencil or paintbrush, you know? And so I have a desire to increase those skills in my language of drawing, and that requires a lot of practice. And what you really want to focus on, and what I've focused on, you know, in the most recent years is kind of just repetition and putting hours in. It doesn't really matter what I'm drawing. Of course, I want to draw things that I like this skull, or I do a lot of skulls, or portraiture. I love to do portraiture, but you know, kind of the more academic route of improvement, and taking that kind of world of academic drawing and craftsmanship, putting it into my own kind of category and curriculum of improvement is just repetition, and kind of this idea of impermanence. You know, you don't really want to be stuck on one drawing, you know, you want to do many drawings. So in my opinion, you'd rather do 10, 20-minute drawings than 2, 3-hour drawings, if you know what I mean. And you can mix and splice it all up in strategy and things you want to do, but for me, kind of getting something down, regardless if you think it's successful or not, just spending time with a pencil and observing and working on your skills is the most important part. Repetition, exposure. We're trying to get familiar with the tools we're using. We're gonna do a lot more drawing in the rest of this video, but I wanna talk about the reference I'm gonna be using for these practice session drawings. And I was reached out to by this awesome website and company called Graphit Studios, and they have a Gumroad website where they sell reference photo packs of everything you can imagine for fine arts and kind of just photo reference. You know, it's really hard to find good photo reference online, especially if you're doing kind of more theatric, kind of big compositions of props and human figures. You know, you could find kind of portraiture on Google, but actual human figures, it's really hard. You know, this website and this company has thousands and thousands of amazing packs, different environments, couples, Vikings, warriors, everything in between. It's super well priced. For $9 or $12, you're getting literally 750 to 1,000 photos, every angle. The quality and lighting is amazing. And so they're giving my viewers a discount. It will be discounted in the description. I think it's 15% off. It's really amazing. And so we're gonna definitely take a couple of these photos to do some more drawing today. I just wanted to mention that if you're looking for extreme, awesome reference, this is the place to go. But literally thousands and thousands of photos. It's epic. So we're gonna grab some photos from the skull reference pack, do this cool kind of skull. And I took a couple of these photos for the live stream session I do every week on Patreon. I want to do a couple quick drawings for the people, just to kind of, again, get out this idea of just practicing a lot. It doesn't matter what you draw, just you want to keep drawing 20-30 minute sessions several times a week. And so we're just going to sketch this little skull. This is like a warm-up kind of, you can think of. Super quick. I think it was 15-20 minutes. Nothing crazy, nothing fantastic. But again, I'm kind of just warming up for perhaps a drawing session. A longer drawing session I did that day. We did that real quick, and now we're switching to a figure, so switching up the kind of subject matter. And this is a beautiful reference photo of this woman kind of laying down with this awesome crown. It was very like Roman themed, which I love, and it was just a beautiful pose. I really actually wanted to paint this eventually, but for the live stream I didn't have any time, so I just kind of did this 6-inch drawing. Again, nothing crazy, maybe a 30-minute drawing. Beautiful drapery. It was just awesome reference, and I was just super amped with the photos, because it's not often you get beautiful, well-lit, well-designed photos to draw from. And this is kind of the live stream setup. If you want to check out my Patreon, we live draw and paint every single week with the community Discord. It's very fun. Check it out if you want. It's in the description. But we're gonna move on to some more failures. Actually, I think that's something really important to talk about, is kind of the failures. Every drawing, is it successful? I'm not happy with every drawing. There's actually no kind of emotion really there if you think about it. My agenda with these practice sessions is just to put in the work, put in the hours, focus, and try to learn and improve. But the final outcome, I could care less about. And that's, I think, the mentality you want to have moving forward. So for example, this next drawing, again, beautiful photo reference. I kind of cropped out just her head because I think she is nude in this full photo, but a beautiful portrait with great lighting. So I wanted to do that portrait. And what I'm doing here is just kind of sharpening my charcoal pencil with some sandpaper and X-Acto blade just to kind of prepare the drawing session. But this whole drawing session was just an absolute, just not a good session. And this happens a lot. I'm really not the strongest draftsman with a pencil. I actually think if you were to compare my skills towards painting, I'm a little more well-versed. I'm a little more excited, and I've spent, I think, more time painting. Drawing with a pencil, structurally I think I could do, but kind of finishing off drawings with shading and rendering, it's not really my forte. So I was really attacking this portrait. I was excited about it, but you could just see that I am fumbling around so much. I think, this was 40 minutes into it. I kind of even restarted, you saw, putting down that charcoal powder just to kind of get rid of some of the white paper. But I'm just fumbling around. This was supposed to be a female. You saw the reference. It wasn't looking anything like her. I was getting super frustrated, and I kind of just gave up towards the end and just, I just got frustrated. So that sometimes definitely happens, and it's not a big deal. It's not like I'm selling this or showing anyone. This is just for me. This is just the XP points I'm trying to obtain while drawing. Of course, you want it to look like the reference. Of course, you want it to turn out well and successful, but it doesn't happen all the time. Very often it doesn't. So you just gotta impermanence and on to the next one. And so I wanted to redeem myself. I wanted to do a portrait from this wonderful website that has awesome reference. I found another beautiful portrait of this woman with her kind of eyes tilted down. And I'm going back to this vine charcoal, which is actually really difficult. It's really soft and brittle, but it's also very forgiving. And I did those skull drawings in the beginning with the vine charcoal. And so I was like, let me just attack this. Let me spend a solid hour plus figuring this out. And I was really happy with this drawing, but it was just fun. I really took my time, and sometimes it just comes together, but sometimes using different materials and mediums kind of forces you to take your time and be more patient or observe in different ways. And so this is, again, just, an hour session. That's how I kind of break down these things. Put in an hour right now, put in an hour after dinner, or, maybe Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm going to do, 2 1-hour sessions, and then you accumulate these hours over the weeks, and that happens to go for months. And it's all just about discipline. I feel like I'm preaching a lot, and there's no one way to improve with drawing, but it's really, again, it's all about repetition and kind of exposing yourself to the work. You just gotta put it. The title of this video is The Secret to Drawing, and newsflash, there is no secret. I don't know if you wanna call that clickbait or not, but you know, the one true thing that will help you is just putting in the hours, putting in the work, whether you wanna paint, you know, trees or landscapes, or you wanna do portraiture, or you wanna just draw hands. You know, you just gotta do it a lot consistently for a long period of time. And like I said in a lot of other videos, to get excited about these practice sessions, you know, you don't want to be attached to the final product, because the name of the game, again, is just to get these drawings out. But if you can get excited about drawing, about the process, or about the reference you're kind of attacking, then it's just going to behoove you to put in those hours even more. So that's kind of my 2 cents on that. This happened to be, you know, a successful drawing. I thought, you know, Vine charcoal is super hard. I was happy with how it turned out. Delicate woman looking down, looking real beautiful. So we're gonna finish with the watercolor of Daenerys Targaryen, Khaleesi, the kind of first thing we sketched. I did it on watercolor paper. We got some brushes laid out right here, not really specifically watercolor brushes. Water, a couple palettes. This is kind of my to-go watercolor kit. We got gouache. Probably use some gouache towards the end, which is similar to watercolor. It's water soluble. You could rework it with water. I'm not really well versed with watercolor, but it's super fun. I like to switch up the mediums, different effects. It's also very uncontrollable. Unlike oil, water is very, you know, it flows on its own. So it's hard to control, and it's very patient oriented, I think. But we're gonna get started. So we're about 23 minutes in. It's pretty challenging. It's always so hard to start, I feel like, and you put that first shadow down like I did right here, and I'm trying to work dark to light. Obviously the light side, there's almost no watercolor going around here because the paper is the whitest point. So all of these things I'm trying to think of the technique wise, but it all just becomes mush so fast, and it gets kind of nerve-wracking. I think I'm on the right track. Trying to mess around with some colors, green. There's going to be some blue reflected light that I'll use with gouache probably towards the end. But I'm just trying to build up the values, and it's so sloshy and mushy. It's just super challenging and hard. But I'm going to keep going. Again, once we kind of put these, I don't want to call them outlines, but a really small brush for all like the features, the crease of the mouth, the eyes, things like that. It will start coming to life even more. I just have to keep working to build the values and do some color shifts. You know, the eyelids are a little red, the nose is red, but it's just hard, and I feel like I'm fumbling constantly. But we're gonna keep going. We're gonna give it as much more time as it needs. It's only been 20 minutes, so we're hopefully on the right track. So let's continue. And so yeah, I thought I'd put this watercolor kind of section in again, even though I thought it came out super unsuccessful actually. You know, if you say I've spent 1,000 hours oil painting and drawing, you know, I've probably only spent 20 to 40 hours doing watercolor. It's super foreign to me. It's super challenging. I've never really gotten a grasp on the technique and the materials. It's just something fun I like to do to let loose and relax. Again, it's one of these things that I enjoy doing, even though the outcome isn't super successful. You know, it's so blotchy and complicated, but it's just fun. And again, putting in more hours using paintbrushes, trying to get mediumly more familiar. It's just the name of the game, but this certainly wasn't anything special, but I thought I'd keep it in to kind of just show you this process and to end the video with something kind of fun like that. So we're about done. It looks fine. I'm happy with it. Her eyes are a little too maybe like lackadaisical. Also real quick, I'm gonna kind of change this. The head, you know, it looks a little too bulbous, like a perfect circle. It's definitely not really like that. And what I can do is just get some more water, and I can kind of just like erase it with the water and change the shape just a touch. I'm trying to look at my reference. That's like a great thing. You kind of just wipe stuff away and kind of reshape things. So it was looking too circly to me. Maybe that was my original drawing. Maybe I lost the drawing. Maybe I lost the drawing within the watercolor. I don't want to pander here too much, so I'm just going to take random colors here. It's like some sort of greenish, dark color. A mix of a little everything. That's what happens. And so we want to go like this, and then it's like this. You know, it's nice to look at the little camera screen so I can see kind of farther back. Because what happens is you get so close. You know, I'm like a foot, 10, 12 inches away like this, and all the proportions sometimes get mixed. That's why you oil paint from far away with long handles. But, so I think, you know, even that, literally, I don't know what I just did there, kind of angled this off, made it a little less bulbous. I think that actually helped a lot, perhaps. But that's it. Khaleesi, Daenerys. Super nice to end the video. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video talking about reference and drawing strategy. You know, you want goal-oriented strategy. That's how I kind of look at it with these projects, knocking these out every week, several weeks, several months, different styles, getting excited about drawing. I don't want to preach, but I think that's the name of the game. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. So many awesome projects coming real soon. Stop recording that. All these videos are hundreds of gigs. So like the video and subscribe. Stay tuned. We got craziness going on in the studio. Let me know what you think in the description, or join the Patreon to get into the Discord. We do community art critiques. I'm definitely going to send this into the Discord, see what people think way before this video comes out. I love her a lot. See you in the next video.